Yes, sup you fuckers, Bob Mosaica here, and as you see in the title of the video, this is gonna be about why does Looksmaxxing as a tag, as a community, understand wrong about pretty. So also attractiveness. So I just draw a little fang, little bit, do some stuff. So it's good for us to remember what the topic is and pinpoint some stuff. So let's go. Main thing. The main thing of the video, the main thing that I want you to understand, that looks is not, how can I put it better? The attractiveness, this good feeling that you have when you see an attractive person doesn't came only from development. A big deal in Looksmaxxing community is that the understanding that the good development of the face and the body equals attraction, but it doesn't. Looks doesn't came only from development. Of course, a person who had developed well the what is the name of this thing? The jaw as a whole. There's a name that they call it. This specific part. Maybe you know it. I know, but I forgot. I will remember soon. I have a video about forgetting stuff. But what I want to say is that a big deal about attraction is the feel that the person have. So when you think someone is attractive, it's different to you just seeing someone as pretty. So like a girl can find a guy handsome but not feel attracted to him, and this is really common, and to men too, but men usually see this more through the lens of voluptuousness. Fertility, right? So a girl with big hips and big bazookas, they will be seen as attractive if she has a little bit of a nice face. She doesn't have to have a really nice face, but if she has a good enough face and she has these other features, she will be seen as highly attractive to most men, because this is because of fertility. The signals fertility, right? But this isn't really the thing I'm gonna talk about in this video. The thing that I want to talk about in this video is about the feeling, the illicit feeling. Now I'm looking at it, I see that the lines are really thin, right? It's really hard for you to see, maybe a little bit hard for you to understand what I'm drawing here, but you get the point. So let's say that I want to use an example as a person that I always thought as attractive, even as a child. I always saw her as highly attractive. That is Emmy Lee from Evanescence, or Evanescence. I don't know how you say it. Here we say Evanescence. So she is highly attractive, like naturally, like she's attractive, and in her peak, there will probably no one who would look at her and not see her as attractive. But the main thing is that to me, she's more than just attractive. There is something, how can I say, something mystic, something more about her. It's not only because she sings really well, and this is also, of course, a big thing, about her, not only because she sings, but the way that she sings. That is a big deal for me. But the thing is that the whole package of the person is what creates a kind of aura that are magnetic to specific people, because it's about uniqueness. And this is a big mistake. It's a big flaw of online dating, because in online dating we doesn't have really the connection with the real person. So you don't see this person moving, you don't see this person talking. Like, even if there's a video, you don't really get the person. You can even say that the smell that the person have impacts a lot in attractiveness. But I don't want to talk specifically of this holistic view, including the smell, but I want to talk about other details, like this unique way that the person moves. Like, when I speak, my mouth moves in a specific way, and my head and my hands moves in a specific way. And this, for some specific people, will be highly attractive, and to other people it will be just nothing. It will, just be blank, point blank. It will means nothing, because the attractiveness are highly correlated with your uniqueness. That's why there are the old advice that say just be yourself, because when you are being yourself, you are channeling that inner uniqueness, the in a more powerful way that is possible to do, because you don't not trying to emulate what you would consider, or what society would consider a standard. So by doing that, you kind of lose a little bit, or maybe a lot, of that uniqueness that make you highly attractive to specific people. And to me, more and more, it means a lot. So, like, when we are teenagers, where we are highly susceptible to just adopt a niche, like if you like rock and roll, I mean, and you got that aesthetic. If you like rap, and you got that aesthetic, and this is one thing, but it's different from that authenticity of you just gather everything that you like together and show it to the world in your unique way. Like, you became masterpiece in some kind of way if you really let yourself be what you really are. And this video is not a love letter to being unique and being yourself. It's not about that. This video is about how the Looksmaxxing community ignores this uniqueness, this feeling that each specific person have. I'm just saying that when you are more true to yourself, and you are sincere to yourself, you are not insecure about being yourself. You can be insecure if you're going to go well in a test, or if you're gonna miss or hit that shot. If you're gonna hit or miss that layup, you can be insecure about that, but it's different from being insecure about being yourself. But that is a different topic. Looksmaxxing community talks a lot about I remember the gonio angle and development of the maxilla, that is this parts of the face. So if you have a good I think it's forward projection, so these parts come to the front and is well developed. This part, and this part. See, there's little bone here. Everything about that is like highly considered in Looksmaxxing. Also, height. They talk a lot about height. Like, today's height pill is a big thing. Height inflation, right? And of course, each of these specific things are important. But when you see someone, like, and you see two people who are attractive, and you see someone, like one person are more attractive than the other, you can look at this through the lens of this mathematic analysis, but this mathematical analysis is only take you so far, you know. It's gonna take you so far because the real thing is the feeling. So you look to the person and you have a feeling, and this feeling can be highly improved, of course, to grooming well, you know, to, you know, maintaining a good health and good habits. It is important, but there is something about you that is natural to you, that are expelled to the world, and the world sees, and they have a reaction about this. And I like to think this, like you think about places. So if you go to a place that is really beautiful, there's beautiful flowers, beautiful plants, and the architecture are beautiful, you will feel yourself really great. You like that place. But if you go to a city that everything is gray and just squares, you know, you don't feel that good, you know. But why? Because this is all about some nature stuff, you know. Somehow that all aura, the golden proportion, are propelled to the world, and every detail and every care, it's like there is care in the details, in architecture, and, you know, gardening and all this kind of stuff. And people in all societies care about this, but we like to pretend that being like square houses are good, and it's just pretending, you know. I don't want to talk about architecture right now. What I want to talk about is that when you I'm looking to this, I will not pretend that I'm not looking. This is a big deal. When you have this comfort, everything changes. So when we are in online dating, we can only look to what the person wants to propel us to understand, right? So they talk something, and they like project something through images, to some texts, to some other code languages, like the clothes that they have, the phone they are shooting the photos, and all this kind of things, the places that they are, what they are doing. And we have this feeling, this impression of the person. When you see this person face to face, like in real life, you have a different impression of this person. And this impression, I think, is the right word for this video. You can improve your looks in this mathematic way, but this impression of yourself is not mathematic. You cannot really control this that much, you know. You can only go so far in controlling this. And I would say you don't really need to even understand what your impression is. You just need to be, right? But I would like to have this Looksmaxxing community talk more about this, and I would do my part. I'm not really part of the community. I don't want to be like a clavicular guy who only talks about this shit. I don't want to be this. No, this is not me. I'm not going to be talking about this that much. But this impression that, like, my example, Emily has, really takes me, you know. The way she is takes me specifically, and takes a bunch of other people too specifically. It's like the way I am. You can be a person who look at me and don't feel nothing, but for some reason, for a bunch of experience that you had in your life, you can look at me and feel a great sense of comfort. You can maybe feel a great sense of sexuality, and you can even feel a great sense of confidence. All this radiates and creates this magnetism that we call attraction. uh, and this mixture that we have that is unique to us is something that is really attraction. A thing that I want to talk about too is about like in relationship. When you date a girl, example, like when you date a girl and like for some reason you break up, after the breakup you will probably have a bunch of moments in your life that you will kind of miss her, and you not miss her because she was amazingly pretty, and this can be a factor. Like she is mathematic pretty and you miss her because you like the way she was, like facially and the body proportions and stuff. But uh I mean, this is a flaw in Looksmaxxing community, because even the flaws that the person have in their face, in their body, can be something that elicits discomfort that we are attracted to. So maybe she doesn't have that perfect nose, whatever perfect nose may be. Maybe she was like has not a nice hair, or maybe she doesn't have a nice teeth, but sometimes because of this you like her more, you know. This makes her more unique. Is It's kind of, you have a toy, or you have I don't know, a painting that you yourself painted, or you have like, you can have, I know this example may sound like objectification, but it is. If you try to understand me, you will not miss the meaning of what I'm saying. Of course, if you want to misinterpret what I'm saying, feel free to do that, and feel free to do anything to yourself. Life is yours, Nilla. But like, there's a toy that you buy or you gave, and it can be like a normal toy, but if you put a detail in this toy, it has now personality. It's yours. It's about same thing about the car. I'm telling this because guys can relate to that. You have a car, and you can personalize your car in a bunch of ways, and guys really fell in love with cars because they can make the cars more like them, more like their needs are more met, because they personalize their cars. And the more you deal with it, more you liked it, the more you get attached to that. And when talking about people, of course, with time you kind of put more of yourself. The person kind of assimilates a little bit of your personality, and you too assimilates her or theirs or their personality, right? And this is also something that get us more attached to the person. So like in the near future, we will have robots, like female robots and male robots, who will be a type of of replacement for our girlfriends and boyfriends, for our relationships. And they will have AI, and I don't believe that people will have like that. This is standard models, and everyone will have these standard models. Even in this situation, we will show that these imperfections, these details, these things that make a thing or a person, anything that exists, unique, it makes the person and even a thing irreplaceable. Like it's not here, but I have a ring that I use in my pinky, and it's an eye. And I saw a bunch of, not a bunch, but I saw some people who also have like an eye as a ring, and they use it. But you know, I would not feel the same if like people switched their ring, the eye ring, with mine, because the mine is mine. You know, I have a history with that, and this detail, this uniqueness is the big thing. about attachment, about comfort, this feeling, this impression. And you yourself had a unique impression. You can even test this. You can go talk to someone that you know and ask them, what impression do I give, you know? What do you feel of me? And if a person knows you really well, they will talk a bunch of stuff. But if a person doesn't know you that much, they will talk this feeling. It's the same thing as going to a place, a beautiful place. If you, as you arrive there, you have a bunch of feelings about that place, positive feelings. But if there's a place that you may have a bunch of dates with a girl that you loved, or maybe you have the first date with a girl that you loved, there, this place get a different value, an emotional value. And this can be applied like instantly too. Like you probably had this experience where you see a person the first time and you are already in love, because this love at first sight thing is about this uniqueness, you know. It's not only because the person is really, really beautiful. There is your friend really that can have even the same type, like blonde girl with nice hips and shit, and he cannot just fall for her at the same time that you would. Why? Because this uniqueness is like a mathematics. It's not only about you, it's not only about the person, it's about the other person who are looking. It's not only about the eyes, it's also about the light who are coming to the eye, you know. And I would like to have more content about that in the internet that I can see and interact with, because I don't see people talking about this. And to me, really, this is the most important thing in attraction. This striking feeling that you have, this impression that each specific person has a unique one. And of course, you can have this love at first sight with a lot of people. It don't need to be only one. You can see a girl and you get this striking feeling that, whoa, I need her. And it's different from that lust that we have as a man. When you see a really, really fertile girl, it's different, you know. Yes, this is pretty much all I wanted to talk about this day. In the next video, I wanna have a better draw, a better note, better drawings, a better topics here that you can see better, because as I saw, this is not really. You see this? I don't know how to spell some words, you know. But I want you to see this little draw that I did, and maybe it's not focusing. Shit, I really wanted to focus, but maybe you cannot see it. Yeah, I think it's really cool. So subscribe and see you tomorrow.